Exactly how does Border Radio bring you some of the most incredible music on the planet? Listener support. Donations from people who care. Your support is an investment in the powerful idea that handcrafted songs from yesterday and today should be accessible, relevant, and always playing for everyone. Visit borderradioaz.org to support the music, and thanks.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by Tanya Wright, and she's going to be talking about school choice.
Like homeschooling?
Homeschooling, I know it's really important for her, and then having that choice and some of the programs that they have going on here in Yuma.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about school choice quite a bit here.
Micro schools.
Micro schools and unschooling, I think.
Yeah, we did
We'll
talk
see
about
what she says. Also, we have children's author Elizabeth Cooley wrote a book about agriculture right here in Yuma. Yep. So that's going to be cool talking about that. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And you can also stream our show right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Jilly from Philly. Unique Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. Hey, Talon, can you come in and help? Ronnie's throwing stuff over here. So,
literally when we go live, my mic falls off.
Her mic just,
Thanks, Talon. I'm Ronnie.
Yeah, she's Ronnie over there. She's holding the mic up. I'm going to take a picture of this for Facebook. Let me see. Hurry up. Don't do it that quick, Talon. I'm trying to get a picture of this. There we go. There's
live radio.
Yeah, okay. This is what you get with live radio. It's fun times. But it wasn't her fault. It just fell off.
Probably was.
Man, was it? It could have been. Right? We're getting, even Anthony's coming in. That's great.
Oh, he's hiding behind the door, actually.
Oh, was he? Okay, so
we're
live
back.
Radio, we're back. Little mishap, but we're going to move forward because we are joined by Tanya Wright and Alexis. How do you say your last name again? Liggett?
Liggett.
Okay, cool. And I worked with your husband years and years ago as an electrician. I think I met him when we were doing the library, the new library.
Oh, yes, the main library.
Yeah. Delta, I think it was.
Yes.
We worked for Delta at that time. That's why I originally met him. But thank you guys for being with us. That's not what you wanted to talk about today, reminiscing of
Thank you for having us.
When I was an electrician. But you guys want to talk about ESA, which stands for what?
Empowerment Scholarship Accounts.
All right. We're gonna get to that. But first, we're gonna get to know a little bit about both of you. And we're gonna start with Tanya. Tanya, I got your bio, and after I printed out like 6 pages of it. Yeah. No. You've done a lot. Army wife, you said.
Yes.
And you've been very, very public with political stuff. You wear a lot of hats.
I do.
How did you get started in all this, and when did you decide to kind of be a public figure, championing certain programs and things that you like?
Well, it just happened by chance. You just do what you're passionate about, and then your name gets out. But it's not for the name recognition, really. We have been living in Yuma since August of 2011.
Okay, and was that military?
Yes.
YPG then? The Army? I got that right.
Yes, my husband got transferred over here. He PCS'd, and we moved to YPG. I was in my second trimester pregnant with my youngest, who is now 13 and a half.
Oh, okay.
And I had a little toddler on tow. So it wasn't the best time to move to Yuma in August.
No, not at all.
That was the time to move. So my husband had been doing the advanced course here. And usually the guys at the free fall school, they're voluntold to come. He actually volunteered. And he's just very passionate about free fall and jumping out of airplanes. All of that. And so we moved here. We have been homeschooling since day one. Never looked back, and it's been.
Were you
quite an
homeschooling
adventure.
before you got here? Was that a
barely, because my son was a toddler.
Toddler?
So
okay,
he was
but
kind of advanced, and so I said, well, let's get our feet wet in it. And if I kind of mess up or it's not our thing, I can still send him to kindergarten.
Gotcha.
No damage done, right?
Oh, okay.
But we never looked back. We've been homeschooling, and now he's My oldest is 15 and a half.
Wow.
And we're going to talk, he's dual enrolled right now. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. So when you got here to Yuma, besides the humidity in August and you're pregnant and moving boxes, did you like it, or was it something you had to get used to?
Well, I felt closer to home because I'm originally from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And so, just going down
definitely closer to home and
Ross and Marshall's, it's like, oh, I'm back home.
I love that you bring that up. It's like, awesome. La Raza, we're here.
Yes,
yeah, what's up?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So it's been really fun. Obviously, now that my husband has been retired since 2017. Oh my goodness, that is so long ago. We decided to stay. We loved it so much. We had a solid homeschool community, a solid church, and solid friends. We just loved it here. Yeah, Yuma's such a hidden gem.
So what was it like finding that tribe, I guess, those people that have the same like-minded values and wanted to do the homeschool? Did you reach out through Facebook? You just kind of network? How'd that happen?
It was a little bit of both, because I was already with the mindset of I'm going to homeschool, and we are pretty much out there in the middle of nowhere in YPG. I kind of gathered some of my neighbors and said, hey, do you guys want to kind of put together a little
You're already organizing things.
Yes, I was teaching them Spanish and French, ballet. We were doing gym and art, all kinds of things out there. So I was actually leading a little homeschool co-op with about 5 or 6 families. And it went really, really well. Then after that, we started to kind of come into town to do some classes like taekwondo and golf for my son. And then we started the co-ops. And so little by little, we were starting to kind of incorporate our homeschool life into what Yuma had.
In the community. You're in the community. Can you explain to everybody that's listening that might not know, what is a co-op?
A homeschool co-op is a group of families that decide that they want to teach their children something they agree with. And so they just come. Usually it's meeting once a week, 1 day a week for a certain number of hours. The homeschool cooperatives or co-ops are completely different. We have so many here in town that it's awesome. You have so many to choose from.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. Was Cecilia in one of yours? Because you guys hugged several. Yeah. You guys hugged each other like you were besties.
Cecilia and I go
Cecilia's over here working.
back.
She's not on camera, but yeah. So she was a part of that. That's how you met up with her?
Yes, that's how we originally met.
Oh, cool.
But we're sisters.
Oh, right on, right on. So Alexis, you grew up in Yuma. You're born and raised here, correct?
I am, yes. Born and raised Yuman.
Wow. Where'd you go to high school?
Cibola.
Me too.
Yay.
Yeah, all right. We always ask that question.
And Ronnie gets excited when people say Cibola. She really lights up.
I feel like it's rare. Everyone's always like, Kufa, Yuma. I'm like, yeah, someone from Cibola.
Yay.
So how did you get involved with this world? Were you always active in it? Was that something you knew that you wanted to do, homeschool your kids, or what? Just tell us what and why.
What and why? So no, I never envisioned myself doing this homeschool life. But what kind of led me to it was my son. Really, he has significant disabilities, and
is he your oldest?
No, he's my youngest. He's
the youngest. Okay,
an 11-year-old daughter.
An 11-year-old daughter. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and I just wanted to do more for him. I want him to be as independent as he possibly can, and so that's kind of how we joined this family of co-ops. Actually, one of my son's nurse, she homeschooled her children. Her oldest is now, I think he's 16, 17, and her youngest is the same age as my daughter, 11. So that's kind of, she was
kind of telling you like that this could be a route that you could go down. Would you mind, would you share your son and what some of his disabilities are?
Yes. So he does have like physical therapy. He has a lot of, he's non-speaking.
Oh, okay.
So he does get like speech therapy, occupational therapy. For a few years too, he was hospitalized pretty frequently. So on top of him just missing out on school, regular traditional school, right? So that's one of the reasons as well that led us to homeschool, because I realized, hey, I can buy some of the curriculums, through ESA, and he can still learn while he's sitting in the hospital if he's well enough to do it. And so that's kind of,
so did he try regular school?
He did. He was in public school for about a year and a half.
Okay.
So we did half a year at one school and then we transferred over to another and he did a full year there.
But yeah, definitely having to be in the hospital all the time. That's going to be discouraging.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can't be in class. You're feeling like you're missing out.
You fall behind.
Right.
So then you had to pivot and you did, like you said, what's best for your son. And I know you do that because you've done a lot here in the community for people that have children that are disabled. The park thing, I had you on my other show talking about that, which is really, really cool. We might get into that. So when you got into it and you're buying the curriculum, what was it like for you at first? Were you nervous, like diving into this, or was it pretty easy for you? Or
no, I was a little bit nervous, but just the co-ops. I too joined the co-op.
Oh, the co-ops right away.
Tanya and I met, during one of the co-ops, and so the curriculum they select kind of as a board. So then I just had to purchase the materials that they had chosen, and that's what we wanted to do. So.
Yeah. So when did these co-ops happen? Like morning, afternoon? When do they usually happen?
The one that we were both doing together was all day Thursday.
Oh,
is when
it's about 8:30 to 2:30 or so.
And how many people go, do you think?
I don't know.
About 25 or 26 families. We were part of 2 co-ops, and right now we're only doing one. That's where my kids are right now, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And at one point, there were about 25, 26 families in each one, and only our family and one other overlapped.
Oh.
And then there are other groups as well.
There's a lot of homeschoolers. So when you guys start homeschooling, like what are some of the awesome things that happen and some challenges? Like what were the things that came really easy and then some where you were like, I really need some help with this?
Well,
you first.
For me, I do have an education background.
Oh, okay.
And so my degrees are in education and all that. And I thought I'm ready. I thought my biggest drawback was we're going to be locked up in our home and no going outside and no connection to the outside world.
Sure.
That was my mentality, right? And so just deschooling myself. I wanted to replicate the classroom at home. So that was a process. And then the other process was just realizing how much freedom we actually have.
Yeah.
We can learn literally anywhere. It doesn't have to be at home at all. And so that was a really big process that I'm grateful that I went through when they were so young and not really affecting their education at that point. And so it was something that I had to kind of align myself and center myself first, and then I could guide them in the best way.
Nice.
It is a really, really tough thing to do.
Yeah.
Cecilia will tell you, Alexis will tell you, homeschooling is really tough.
Why is it? What is tough about it? Is it? And I'm going to just ask, is it to get the kids to pay attention and to be,
No.
They're like, no, that's easy.
No.
Wow.
So let me tell you, the reason why we homeschool our children, even though it is so hard, it is because it's so worth it.
Okay.
It is a matter of the heart. When you're homeschooling your children, you are doing life with them. You're not just educating them, but you're actually bringing them into the entirety of your life. You're not just putting them somewhere to do the education bit and then have a little bit left over to do life with them. You actually do it all. And that is where there have been days where we just put education on hold and we're like, okay, we're dealing with your heart right now. And we're dealing with the discipline right now. And at the end, it is such a rewarding thing to be able to be there for our children in that capacity.
And not missing out on all that time.
Yes,
you know?
it is a huge blessing for us.
And you mentioned life. So life happens. Certain things, situations probably come up. Like you said, today we're going to pause and we're not going to do this. And you just have to deal with life. So they get to see that in real time. Whether good or bad, if you handle it like, I really did a good job handling this, thing life threw my way, or, oh, wow, like, okay, they're watching this, but I better make the best of it. So you've had situations like that?
Yeah. And it actually puts you on the spot because you're not just as a teacher just showing up to teach them. You are actually showing them how life is lived, and you are literally on stage 24/7 because they are watching you all the time, how you live, what you do, your integrity, that is what really matters to us. They can be the smartest people in the world, but if their heart is not in the right place, they're not kind, they're not gentle, they're not a good friend, then what else is there, you know?
Those are very important morals.
Yes. And so homeschooling literally encompasses everything, not just education.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
was going to say, what about you? Like any fun, bad, all the above?
Yes.
Like what's anything you struggled with in the beginning?
One of the things that I struggled with, and we kind of worked around, like my daughter, just as I feel like any young kid, I don't want to do math. I don't like multiplication. I don't like fractions. But
I hate fractions.
I'm like, I don't know.
So we were able to find a way with baking. So now she is multiplying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's amazing.
Recipes. She wants to triple recipes. So we're doing things, and I get a bunch of baked goods.
When you double a recipe, do you just double everything on the recipe?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing it right.
Thank you for that vote of confidence for
I was always like,
here.
I don't know. Let's just do 2. Like,
Bo's gonna eat it anyway.
He'll eat whatever. I'm
So-
hungry.
So that's pretty cool. So real life skills again,
That's
that comes
awesome.
into play. So you
Yes.
did it with baking because obviously you got like a third cup or whatever, all that
Yes.
nonsense.
Yes. And then I did struggle though, because I don't have an education background.
Mhm.
And so I thought, how are we going to do this? But now I'm like, there are people out there that are willing to, take you by the hand and help you walk through this journey.
Totally.
And I've gone to like homeschool conferences. I've just networked with several other moms. And I created that group, the Yuma ESA Hub, because that way it allows for other people to learn about it. So that
It's
there's
on
more
Facebook.
people. Yes,
Okay.
on Facebook. And so then there's always somebody willing to help with whatever question. And
I would think if you're going to homeschool, you need to be that person that's going to plug in with other
Yes.
moms, dads, anybody, families. You cannot do this by yourself. There's just no way.
there's some people that do it, but
crazy.
it's so much easier. Yeah.
I'd
to
pull
just
my
plug
hair
in.
out. Like I'd be like, they're not listening. Yeah.
Yes. And that is the typical view of homeschooling, that you're just doing it on your own. You're stuck at home all day. And that is not how life really is. The
Agreed.
homeschool life, that is.
Yeah. So thank you for letting us get to know a little bit about both of you. We're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to come in and dive into more about ESA, how you could take advantage of these things and some of the co-ops. We're going to do that after a short break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. It's going to be a sunny day in Yuma with a high expected of 103 degrees. Calm winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy in the evening with a low around 84. Social scientists say white nationalism is on the rise in Arizona, reflecting a national trend. Active groups espousing racist views are disguising themselves as fitness enthusiasts and participating in MMA-style fighting events across the West. Details at kwc.org.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Tanya and Alexis, and we got to know a little bit about them and why they're passionate about homeschooling. Now, can we dive into if somebody's out there and they want to know more about how to get involved or even how to start? I'll let either of you take the question, whoever wants to answer it. But how do you even start in this? Should you find a co-op first? Should you get the curriculum? Like, what's the start?
So I always tell people they should take a peek at the Yuma ESA Facebook group, because it kind of gives them an idea of what's out there, and to ask questions. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think that you just need to take it one step at a time and take it slow. You don't have to jump in with both feet. You can just kind of ease into it. You don't have to commit to one curriculum at the beginning. You need to know yourself and your teaching style and your children and their learning style first, because it has happened where I got a curriculum for my son and it worked out so perfectly. And then my daughter comes along and, oh, no. Or the other way around.
True. My kids are all so different. The things that came easier to the oldest, completely different. I'm like, what do I do? Like, you're supposed to be like him. I don't.
Yes.
So you have to treat. And then the youngest is a girl. So it's like boy, girl. They're all so different.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I had my son go through, struggling through some things. And I'm like, it's going to be even worse with my daughter. And then she comes up to that grade because she's 2 years younger. And she's just
it's a breeze.
Just flying through it.
I'm like, what?
You're like, thank you.
So it's really getting to know your family. It's deschooling yourselves and get to know each other, ease into it, do a lot of reading, a lot of outings, see what their passions are, and then start looking into the curriculum. I say that the biggest asset that we have here in Yuma is that we're such a tight-knit community when it comes to homeschooling. Almost anybody can point you in the direction of a homeschool parent, and they will be more than happy to bring you into their circle or to guide you, or at least point you in the right direction, talk to this person or that person. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to jump into a co-op, but you can at least visit and see which one would be one that you would be interested in, that your family might kind of want to try, and then just go from there.
So we were talking school choice. And so when I always think like choice between homeschooling and public schooling, but there's also choices within the homeschooling and the curriculum, like you said. So one curriculum, your son, one curriculum, your daughter, because they're different people. So there's even choices within that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. The sky's the limit, literally. Basically, what we're trying to do is differentiate between homeschooling and home educating. Homeschooling is where you go to the county superintendent's office, you sign an affidavit, you say, I want to homeschool my children. So they get off your back. They're not expecting you to take them to the public schools.
Okay.
Then home educating is when you enroll your children in the ESA program, the Empowerment Scholarship Accounts. It's not like a formal term, but that's how we are trying to differentiate it. The homeschool families, everything's on their dime. They pay for everything. They don't want the government involved in any way. So they just sign that affidavit, you're done.
Okay.
But with ESA, then you rescind that affidavit.
Okay.
You cannot have them in the public schools. And so you sign them up for this.
Okay.
And ESA basically has very few requirements. One, the child has to be a resident of Arizona. They have to be at least 5 years old, unless they are special needs and they have an early diagnosis. Then they can start as early as 3. And so then you just sign them up. The account gets approved. There's the money that sits in that account. Whenever you want to use it, you can pay vendors, you can get reimbursed, whatever it is. You don't actually get the money. The money stays in the account.
Oh, okay.
And so you can use it for private schools as well. Homeschool, co-ops, any curriculum, any extracurricular classes, any dual enrollment classes.
Right. And let me just back up a tiny bit. So the ESA, because we're in Arizona, because some states have it, but in Arizona, the way that it works is the money follows the student.
Okay.
So that's where that money is coming from.
Because the money comes for education through taxes, right?
Correct.
So everybody,
Yes.
we're all paying taxes.
Yeah.
So this is a way to get some of your tax dollars back to be able to have some choice with where the kid's going to go to school or not.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. So you get the money and then, but like you don't get to use, like people might think, oh, I get to use this money for like bills or shopping or like whatever. That's not how it works.
Yeah, like Tanya mentioned, it does go into an account. So it never really gets to the parents per se. It's for education. So for example, if there is a vendor that I want to purchase something from, if they are not set up under Class Wallet, then I have to submit a receipt, an invoice with all the detailed information on as to what was spent.
Gotcha.
So
it's a little bit of a process, and that's why we put these together, these sessions. We are not getting paid. We are not working for anyone. We're just passionate moms here in Yuma County in town, and we just want to spread the word because ESA has been such a huge blessing to our family. And is it okay if we get into this?
I want to get into one thing real quick before we get into that. The dual enrollment.
Oh, yeah.
Because so when I think unschooling, so it's like, okay, well then it stops at high school, but it doesn't, because you have a child that's in high school and also here at AWC. And I think Cecilia was talking that her kid is also here. Can you explain a little bit about that and the higher education?
Well, when I think they are in high school, when they can start enrolling, do the dual enrollment with AWC. And this is my son's first semester doing it. And Cecilia's son and my son are in the same class. Coincidentally,
very cool. Yeah.
But it's in a drone class?
Yes.
That's like they're learning how to make drones?
They're learning how to fly.
Oh, both would be cool.
And do it legally, of course.
Because there's rules and regulations with drones.
Absolutely.
You can get with FFA rules FFA.
Yes. And so it's really exciting because AWC lets the students in high school enroll for about $25 per credit hour, and ESA covers that as well as the cost of books and any materials that they might need.
Nice.
As long as there's documentation that says that it is required, we submit that along with the receipts, and the ESA account pays for it.
So that's a pretty cool thing that you could take advantage of. Come over, already getting college under your belt and high school, and it's getting paid for. Another thing I found out got paid for because I sit in the Starbucks for a couple hours before I get over here. Officer Fell came over to me and he does the driving class.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, he had mentioned, he asked, he's like, who do you have on today? And I told him, he said, did you know that ESA will pay for your kid to take my driving course and get their driver's license?
That's awesome.
Yes, because in schools, they don't have the driver's ed anymore.
No,
that's not available on a lot of these schools. I don't know of any of them.
No. I took driver's ed in high school, and it is not offered to my son.
It's not offered anymore. But now through ESA, they can take advantage of this program and get their license with Officer Fell. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, he's actually teaching my son this Saturday to drive. But we did not get a scholarship.
No, but now you know it's available.
Now I know for the next one.
Yeah, for
I've got two more.
The
to
other
teach.
kiddos. Yeah. So now we could go ahead and get into
the
ESA
flyer.
and the flyer and all that fun stuff.
Okay, so we will be having mini sessions in San Luis, Arizona at the library because we want to share this information. And I think we realize that there are a lot of Hispanic families that don't know about this opportunity. So that's why we wanted to make sure that we kind of visit all the libraries, including San Luis. So the event is Saturday, September 27th, and the first session is at 10 a.m. and that's kind of an introduction to ESA. What is it? At 10:30, the second session are for families that want to dive in a little bit deeper. So usually they are already enrolled in ESA and they want to know like how can the money be spent, things like that. And then the third session, we are really excited. The Small Business Development Center with the Entrepreneurial College here at Arizona Western, they will be presenting alongside with us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
cool. I love those guys.
Yes, they are getting people that are asking them like, hey, how do I open a business? Because they're doing sometimes some of these talents that they have, they're kind of doing it on the side. And it's like, well, this is how you can actually open up your business and become legit and everything.
And become a vendor with ESA.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have I know we're wrapping up soon, but say mom and dad work full time and they really want to homeschool. Like, what's your advice to them to even start? Like, are they even able to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm looking at someone that does that exact.
Oh, Cecilia works. I've seen her work
See
around
her
here.
every day.
Yeah,
No.
that's weird.
So, like, how do you even begin that? How would you tell somebody to do?
Well,
like,
in my
to start?
case, it wasn't that way. We were able to live on one income, and but I do hear there are different ways to do it. For example, there is a family that I know where the dad takes the morning into the day shift at work, and then the mom works at
like
night.
evenings.
Yes, the evenings.
So you kind of switch a little bit.
Yes,
To still be able to be there for the kids during the day. Gotcha.
It is a little bit of a juggling game, but it also helps when you have older children that can help with the homeschooling or watch
or take care of themselves a little bit, you know?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit? What age do they start taking care of themselves and doing the work by themselves?
Legally in the city of Yuma, I think the rule is that they cannot be left home alone until they're 12, if I remember correctly.
I would say that's right. I've just barely started with the teenager. He's 15. I think it's like a maturity level too. Like, can I leave you alone without burning the house down? I'm not sure.
As too. And I'm like, indoor cameras, just kidding. Just to watch them. But yeah, it is definitely doable.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, can one of the parents work from home? Can they kind of have that flexibility of different shifts at work and things like that?
Well, thank you.
All right. So yeah, we are wrapping up. Let everybody know again when the event is, where it's at, and how they could find out some more information if they so choose.
It is at the San Luis Library on Saturday, 27 September. Of this year, starting at 10. You can come and go as you please. We have the 3 sessions. One, if you want to learn what ESA is. The second is, okay, I do want to sign up, but how do I do it? And so we go deeper into the weeds of it. And then the third one is how to become a vendor with ESA. And the reason why it's important to address this is because if I want to do driver's ed and I have to pay for that class, then I have to wait for weeks or months for the reimbursement to come in. Sometimes I just don't do it. But if they are a vendor with ESA, the money goes directly to the vendor and it takes the stress and the weight off of the parent. So that's why it's important for us. We do have a Yuma vendor directory because we want to support local families. Go to educationarizona.org/Yuma and you will see what we're doing in Yuma. And again, this is all nonprofit. This is all just because we are passionate moms wanting to help the community. And when you're blessed, you want to share that blessing with others.
Yeah, and it's needed. So thank you guys.
And there is a sponsor, San Juan Diego Institute. They sponsor these mini sessions.
Okay.
But also they are somebody that will walk families through any school choice questions. So whether that be traditional public school, private schools. So they're not here local, but they are more than happy to help our local families.
Awesome.
All right. So thank you so much for your passion.
So
I got a little bit of an education today, so I feel like I'm at homeschool right now. So thank you guys again. We'll definitely have you guys back on. Really appreciate it. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to be back with the children's author. Yes, Elizabeth Cooley, the author of...
She's going to tell us to eat our veggies.
Deserts Grow Veggies? Because there's a question mark at the end. So it's Deserts Grow Veggies? That's the name of the book. We'll be back after a short break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Lou Gum. A new report from Colorado River researchers found water levels at the nation's 2 largest reservoirs are dropping fast and on track for dire consequences. KUNC's Alex Hager reports the authors are calling on policymakers to move with urgency and protect Lake Powell and Lake Mead.
Negotiators are locked in talks about the future of those reservoirs after 2026, when the current rules for managing water there expire. But the authors of this report say a dry year could bring levels so low the reservoirs stop working before any new rules go into effect. Catherine Terra with the University of New Mexico is one of them.
The issue is that we just continue to draw down storage levels without working to build back storage. This isn't just a story about declining reservoir levels. This is a story about a bank account that's running dry.
Terra says the 7 states that use the Colorado River have to quickly agree on cutbacks to fix this. That work will be hard, but Terra says it is possible with collaboration. I'm Alex Hager.
The Arizona Western College Chorale, along with the Cibola High School Choir, will present The Power of Many, a choir extravaganza at 7 p.m. on October 10th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and at 4 p.m. on October 12th at Trinity United Methodist Church. More information on these concerts is available under events at azwestern.edu.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. Join us from the Lyric Theater in Kentucky this week as we have Ian Flanagan from Woodstock, New York. You may have heard of him on NBC's The Voice. And Adam Chafin's a Kentucky-born songwriter that performs with Billy Strings and Warren Treaty. Just an amazing Wood Songs kid as always. All of this and more on this week's broadcast of the Wood Songs. Old Time Radio Hour.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The Arizona Western College Parker Learning Center will host the Parker Community Expo from 1 to 4 p.m. on November 5th. The expo will provide career information, local resources, transfer options, and employment opportunities for students and the public in and around La Paz County. Details under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here joined now by Elizabeth Cooley, the author of Deserts Grow Veggies? Yeah, I think you got to do that when that's going to be a thing. Deserts Grow Veggies? Children's author, former teacher, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I'll move your headphone thing so it doesn't. It's wrapped around. That's why.
Oh, Anthony.
Anthony's fault.
We're
going to do that. You're okay. You're all right. So thank you for being with us. You were one of the original people I interviewed back when I started What's Up Yuma before the radio station.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were doing a book signing, obviously this book. And so I got to know you a little bit. But for those that don't know, you call yourself a Yuma transplant, right? You're not originally from here, but.
Correct. I'm not born and raised.
Yuma. But when did you end up in Yuma?
My family moved to Yuma in 2002.
2002? Okay.
2002, yes.
Was it in August, like our last guest? Was it hot?
It was like July.
Was it July? Even worse.
And we landed in Yuma, my mom, my sister, and I. The airplane door opened.
And you're like,
and it was just like, what are we doing?
You stepped into an oven.
We came from North Carolina, so it was just very different weather.
So North Carolina, that has humidity though, right?
Super
humidity. Yeah. But this one had the heat. So
it was like a brick firewall.
Yeah.
You're like, can we go back?
That's good old Yuma. What brought your family, would you mind saying here?
The Marine Corps.
Marine Corps. Oh, okay.
My dad was in the military. So ever since I was born, every 3 years, I've moved to a different duty station.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuma was next. And yeah, my parents ended up retiring here.
So they ended up here, obviously, the military, and they liked it? Is that what it was? They said, we're going to stay here, that we enjoy the community?
So our third year here in Yuma, I was just finishing up my freshman year of high school. And
what school? Ronnie wants to know.
I went to Yuma Catholic High School.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's a first.
Yeah.
I know she's our first Yuma Catholic.
I think they're definitely the first.
Go Rocks. It's okay. Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You didn't make Ronnie's day. She's not excited. You didn't say Cibola, but
it's okay.
That's all
right. Yeah. So it was the end of my freshman year, and my dad got orders again for New York.
Oh, wow.
And he did not want to do that to my sister and I. So he ended up retiring from active duty.
Wow.
And then he ended up, doing something else in the Marine Corps and ran the airbase, the flight line, and put on the air show for the last 18 years.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Just retired in April.
That's huge.
So that's what has kept them here in Yuma. And my husband and I moved back to Yuma about 8 years ago.
So you left.
We did.
Okay, so you graduated as a rock,
Mhm.
and then where'd you go?
I went to the U of A to get my education degree.
Mhm.
And I came back to Yuma and started teaching.
Oh, so right after that. So right
Right.
after you got your degree, you came back. Did you meet your husband over there or was he from here?
We're high school sweethearts.
High school. Oh, how
Aw.
sweet.
But we did long distance for like 6.5 years.
That
While you're in
is
school.
so difficult. I give you props.
Thank you.
And-
Seriously.
We did I went to the U of A. He went
Yeah.
to school in Southern California, and we got to do our own thing,
Mhm.
do everything we wanted to, and it was the best. And then came back.
What stays over there stays over there.
Ronnie, we didn't have to take it there at all. My goodness, no. So,
Just you go there, I'll go there. So,
yeah, you're there, and you wanted to do education. Was
I
that
did.
a passion of yours, like early on?
Early on, my mom was an educator for over 20 years. I actually declared journalism as my first major, but
Oh, okay.
but I just had this pull. I wanted to teach. And it was kind of at the time where it was like the recession, 2008. And so everyone was like, don't go into teaching. But I loved it. I had the best experience at the U of A with my professors. And so I came back to Yuma. I started teaching in the Crane School District.
I want to say that real quick. The journalism, was that anywhere there? Like, what was that about? Was there something hiding behind there?
Yeah.
Writing.
So I
Okay.
too majored in journalism up in Phoenix.
Now you
And-
made Ronnie's day. Now, now you're
I'm
better.
like, now we can connect.
Yeah.
But it's too and nothing against journalists, but it's too like rigid for me.
Yeah.
I'm more creative writing. And I
Yes.
couldn't be creative because you have to write about a specific thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of like to have, and even my teacher told me that too. He's like, you have a real knack for writing, but it's not for journalism.
Yes. And that's why I felt gravitating. I just went towards education.
So,
because-
did you take journalist classes, whatever it is? Anything? No. Okay.
She's like, I quit right
No.
away.
Right
No,
away.
I
You were
mean,
like,
it was before I had even graduated high school.
oh,
when I declared.
okay.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
can kind of do that like
Yeah.
your senior year. And then
Understood.
I said, you know what? No,
Let's
I'm
do education.
really drawn towards education. And I did that. And I took a lot of like children's literature classes.
Nice.
And I just knew I always wanted to write.
oh, so then you knew. Okay, now I'm putting it all together. So the
Now he
journalism
sees.
was like Ronnie said,
Yeah.
you just like to write. And so that might be a way to have that outlet,
Mhm.
but you also like education.
Yeah.
And you said your mom was an educator.
She was,
What did she
yes.
do?
Well, she taught elementary education, like kinder through 8th grade for over 20 years.
Where at?
Well,
Everywhere, right?
Oh,
Every 3
yeah,
years.
that's true.
Every
we
3
lived,
years.
we lived in Japan. We lived in Texas,
Wow.
Southern California, all over the place.
Cool.
And then after she left the classroom, she was the Marine Corps school liaison. So she was the educational advocate for military families, whether they were moving here or here. She just worked with every school, every district, and she would help all those military families.
Wow.
So
Because they're like lost probably, or how do I get my kid in this school, or what do I do?
correct. Yeah.
So then when you graduated and you came back to Yuma, where did you teach?
I taught at Gary Knox Elementary School.
Okay. I live right by there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, go Knox Knights.
And so how was that for you? Like jumping
loved
into
it.
teaching?
Are you still teaching?
not right now.
Not right now. Okay.
Not
Okay.
right
So,
now.
was that job open while you were in college? Like, did you know that at university, this is what you were going to do? Or did you just move back here hoping to find somebody?
No, my plan, my goal was to always go right into teaching after college.
Okay.
And so I applied, and I had wanted to come home to Yuma for a few years. So I came back and I started that next school year. I taught for 2 years here
What
in Yuma.
grade did
yeah, I was
you
going to
teach?
ask that.
Second grade.
Oh,
Second grade.
My son's in second grade right now.
Mine is too. I loved it.
So
Second
what was
grade is
the-
so fun.
So you loved it. Second grade.
Yes.
So
Well, they're not like little, but they're not too attitude yet. So it's like this middle ground where they're
Totally.
sponges, man. They
They
soak
really
up
are.
everything.
I
Yeah.
think my son was the best when he was in second grade. Yeah. So I could
You're like,
probably.
now
grade
I
is
don't
really
know.
the
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's a monster now. But so second grade, you fell in love with it.
Mhm. I did.
Any
I did.
memories about when you first got into the classroom and you're actually living out your passion?
I mean, so many.
Mhm.
I feel like education really prepared me for teaching, prepared me for so many different parts of my life, whether that's motherhood or writing. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And we really need good teachers. So I applaud all of our teachers out there.
You seem like you'd be a very nice, friendly teacher.
Thank you.
Have a big heart, I can tell. And it's always a worry for parents. It is. Like, who's my kid going to end up with, or that mean one or the nice one? So my son has a great second grade teacher, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. I loved it. And then my husband, we moved to Seattle for his job. And so
so you did 2 years, and then it's like, okay, we got to move because he has a job offer or a part of his job.
Yep.
And then did you teach over there in Seattle?
I did. I taught first grade in Seattle.
Oh, all right.
So what was the difference? Much or no?
Weather, very big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I meant the kids, but
well,
weather for sure.
Were the kids all gloomy because I heard it's like rainy
You're
over
like,
there
I'm
all the
depressed.
time?
You know what?
Wearing Nirvana shirts.
We would have like an 80-degree day there, and to them that was really hot. And I'm
Oh,
like, you have no
wow.
idea. You have no
You're like,
idea.
I've
It's
stepped
like
into
95
hell.
here. We're like, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Yes. We had recess every day in the rain because you had to. So
They gotta
recess
get out.
duty was like with an umbrella and a raincoat, and eventually you don't need an umbrella because it's not cool up in Seattle. So I taught at a public school here in Yuma, and then I taught at a private school up there in Seattle.
Oh, it was a private school.
Wow.
Any differences between those with the private school? Because is YC considered a private school?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
Catholic school.
It's okay. So then any differences that you noticed?
Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons to both.
Pros and cons, okay.
I love both.
You love both. All right.
And I've gone to both public and private, and I loved both my experiences.
Me too.
You're a very positive person.
Yeah.
We're going to
Thank
take
you.
a break now.
I can't take it anymore.
No, you're doing no. It's great. No, I love it. Absolutely.
I did public and private too, so I get it.
Yeah.
Break time.
Yeah, break time now. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to find out how she ended up back in Yuma, going from the rain to the sunshine. We're going to do that after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Today's day sponsor is Better Business Bureau, providing consumer education, including help for older adults in avoiding scams and persuasion-based fraud. Also a resource for finding businesses that have earned BBB accreditation, Better Business Bureau is focused on creating a community of trustworthy businesses. Learn more at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Thomas Crivens from Beale Street Caravan. Coming up this week, we've got Keisha Cook Norman, live from the Green Room in Crosstown Arts.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The Arizona Western College Chorale, along with the Cibola High School Choir, will present The Power of Many, a choir extravaganza at 7 p.m. on October 10th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church and at 4 p.m. on October 12th at Trinity United Methodist Church. More information on these concerts is available under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Elizabeth Cooley, the author of Deserts Grow Veggies. And we are finding out her pathway because she moved away from the Sunshine City and went to the most rainiest, cloudiest city for a while. How'd you end up back in Yuma? Were you tired of the rain and the gloom? I've had friends that moved to Seattle and they're like, I can't take it because they're from Yuma and they're used to the sun all the time. And they was like, I didn't even want to get out of bed.
Wow.
Yeah. Our first year in Seattle, the rain was amazing. We were so excited. It was the best thing ever. But then year 3 came and we were like, we're over this.
Yeah.
It just gets hard. It's like 6 months. It's dark and rainy.
Wow.
And that was tough.
Mm-hmm.
What brought us back to Yuma, we never thought we'd come back to Yuma. My husband worked at Microsoft in Seattle, and his family owns a vegetable seed company, and they're based out of Yuma. And so one day his dad called him up and asked if he would like to come work for the family company.
Okay.
Which was a total.
What's the company? You can say it.
It's called Keithley Williams Seeds.
Keithley Williams. Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
like, what did change? He's like
total career
computers to
change.
seeds, you
A
know.
total career change. So we sat on that for a long
I
time.
was going to say that had to be a big family discussion.
It was, yeah. You know, I was pregnant with my son at the time. So we were like, you know what, maybe this is a good thing to move back with family.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's been the best. My husband gets to bring everything, you know, from his computer and tech background into what he does now with ag. He makes apps for the company.
What?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Smarty pants.
He's a
Wow, yeah, smarty pants out
Smarty
there.
pants. What's his name?
Yeah,
Elliot.
give Smarty. Yeah,
What's
give
his
him
name?
a
Elliot Cooley.
Yeah, I think
Smarty
I met
pants
him. at the-
Elliot.
Yeah, smarty pants. So he came in and kind of revolutionized a bit, right? Because he brought that tech that you said.
Yeah.
Like now we have apps to figure these things out and to help it. So it sounds like you made the right decision.
Yeah.
We did. It's been the best.
So you guys came back here and you were pregnant.
Yes, I had my son. Next week is his birthday. And so I originally thought I was going to come back and teach, but by the time he was born, school had just started. It just would have been tough to start a new school year. So I ended up just staying home and, you know, growing our family and, you know, Elliot working his way up and going back to school and things for his job. And then I've always wanted to write.
Okay, so you're at home at this time. You're
stay-at-home mom.
Stay-at-home mom,
Yes.
which is I definitely a job. I would say
Oh,
that's
yes.
work, and then building your family. I
is,
commend you
yeah.
for that. I
Thank
think that's
you.
absolutely great. So you're doing that, but there must be a little bit of times where you're kind of twiddling your thumbs,
Yeah.
like, I have this passion, I have this thing that I want to
Totally.
do, right? I need to get this out. And not just white butts, and you know, you tell them clean up your room. You know,
I love that's what he thinks stay-at-home moms do.
yeah, that's what it's supposed
I
to
was
do.
one
And then-
for 7 years. I'm like, there's so much more to it, but keep going.
Yeah, well, thank
I
you.
know.
We'll get into that discussion at another time. But no, so you're doing that, and you're saying I still have this passion to me.
Yes.
Explain.
Yes. So I went from teaching full time to moving back in June to Yuma, having a baby that September, and then just being at home. And so
Yeah.
that was a total shift for me, getting used to that new way of life. But I've always wanted to write. It's been on my heart forever and ever. I just didn't really know how to go about it.
Mhm.
I have a bunch of ideas and stories, and I had actually been working on one for a while. And then back in January of 2023, I had an idea. We had an early morning soccer game one Saturday morning.
7 a.m.
Yes. And it was cold, but we were driving along these beautiful lettuce fields. And I looked out and I said to my husband, you know, no one has written a children's book about Yuma agriculture. And he goes, you should do that.
Yeah.
And I went, "Maybe you
Okay, I
should."
will.
That afternoon, we got back from our games and I started writing.
Oh wow,
Love it.
that was quick.
Yeah, that was a Saturday. By Friday, I had my first rough draft
Wow.
done.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That quick? Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
it was a rough draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, that.
But I had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
So that's all you need
And
to have
that-
an idea.
I feel like that's like the hardest part sometimes.
Yes.
It's just getting started.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Writer's
my
block
goal.
is real because you're like all these ideas. How do I transform them into something like one thing?
It
It's difficult.
really is.
So you had your rough draft, and then what happened?
I had my rough draft, and then my mom, she's always been my editor. She reads everything I write. And so I had her read it, and she's like, I think we need to make a few changes, but she's like, this is good. We have something here. So I sat on this story for a few months, and I'm thinking, well, how do I make this into a book now?
How do you get published, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Who do you need to connect with and all that? So, okay.
Yes. And so I spent a few years researching all the different avenues of publishing. You can either go the self-publishing route where you have full control, you get to do everything yourself. And then you could also get an agent, and hopefully a publishing house picks up your manuscript.
Exactly.
And there's pros and cons to both. I think it just
Sure.
depends on where you are in your life. And
Honestly, if you have the money to put down, like, because if you're self-publishing, you got to do it all yourself.
everything.
Yeah, that can be expensive, but like you
Everything.
said, you have full control.
And I think you can expedite things a little faster
That's
where
true.
you don't really have that full control with a publishing house. I hope that's in my future one day, but I ended up going the self-publishing route.
Okay.
And it was awesome. I learned so much. I ended up getting a book, working with a booksmith.
Oh, okay. What's a booksmith?
Yeah. They're like the middleman for me as the author and the illustrator. And, and they really kind of guided me on, okay, what are the next steps I need to do? So I found an amazing booksmith company, and they're actually out in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And for 13 months, every single day, we were communicating on this. So, yeah, by that April, I had a deal going with this, and about 6 months later, I got illustrations. I got to pick my illustrator.
How do you say that? Pervin
Ozcan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she just has the best illustrations, and it was exactly what I wanted. And she's never been to Yuma. So I felt like she got everything I wanted to with
and
her
so the
illustrations.
booksmith, they help put that together, connect you with the illustrator, and it took conversations to kind of dial things in.
Yes, I actually did not get to speak with my illustrator until after the book was physically in my hands. And they do that on purpose, just so, you know, they have that creative process, and you know, we don't want to take anything away from that. So if there were things that needed to be adjusted, I could say, you know what, maybe this color should be different, things like that. But for the most part,
well, they wanted to let you have your creative with the writing, and then her do her thing, but it worked out perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Would you mind saying, or maybe not, was that pretty expensive to get a booksmith?
Yeah, it was. It was something that, you know, my husband and I planned for.
Yeah, so you knew this was going to be an investment.
Yes, 100%.
But he believed in you. You believed in you.
And this was not something that, you know, was just off the cuff. We had been talking about this for years. And when am I going to do this? When is the right time? And we just felt like this was the story. This was the right time to do it.
Okay, so then when did you get the book in your hand finally? And so how did that happen? And
so let's see.
And does the booksmith company put it together?
No, so they put the files together.
They put the files together
with all the illustrations.
And you can show it on camera if you want. Yeah, you can
for
pick
people
it up
that are watching. Look how pretty.
This is it. Deserts Grow Veggies. And so, you know, they helped me make the bookends.
And she's so cute in the story.
This is Lucy. She's so cute. She's from Minnesota.
They give you the files, but then do you have to, what did you need?
It's all up to me.
Exactly.
And so being self-published, it was, okay, I need to find a printing company.
Yes.
I need to find a paper company. I need to, I got so many samples of paper and glosses and matte paper. And it took a long time to like figure it out, but I learned a lot. So I got the books. I literally got the books like 4 days before my first book event.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Were you sweating bullets? Were you like, I'm not going to have a book?
Because it took about 4 months for all the printing to be done.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many books did you get printed?
For the first round, we did 2,000.
Wow. That's a lot.
So it came like so many boxes on pallets.
I was going to say, where did you put them? Your garage?
Well, where my husband works, there's like a refrigerated.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. You have a place to store it. We don't have too much time, but explain how you get it in Barnes & Noble and places like that if you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah, so you can get Deserts Grow Veggies at quite a few places in Yuma. You can order it through Barnes & Nobles. You can order it through Amazon.
How'd you get it in Barnes & Noble? Was that something you had to do, like phone call?
Yes, it's also through an online website called Ingram Sparks.
Okay.
And so that's another way to get it. You can get it at some local stores in town. I have a website. You can see my link on Instagram. But should I just put a plug really quick about what the book is about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a book all about Yuma agriculture. It's about a little girl named Lucy who lives in Minnesota. And during the wintertime, she is wondering where her winter vegetables come from. And after doing some research, she learns that most of her green leafy vegetables come from Yuma, Arizona in the wintertime. And she's shocked. She can't believe it. Like most people who
are
from
the
here.
desert. What?
Yes, exactly. And so that's really like where the inspiration came from writing this book, was teaching my kids about where their food came in Seattle.
Beautiful.
And they couldn't believe that where I came from, their leafy green vegetables came from Yuma. So it's just about her discovery of Yuma, Arizona. And Yeah, like what an awesome place we live in.
Is there another book coming?
Yeah, that's the last question. Yeah, I asked her that last time too.
You know, the wheels are turning. I'd say in the last few weeks, I feel like I'm ready to get back into things.
I can't wait.
Cool.
so much.
And yeah,
Thank you
you're
so
definitely
much.
going to
I'm
have
so
to let
happy
us
for you. I
know
will.
when that comes out. Anything for a title or like subject that you could tease it?
I don't have anything yet.
Okay.
But when I do, I'll let you
All
know.
right,
It's not
fine.
about cactuses.
All right. With that, What's Up Yuma is a production of KAWC Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College. We want to thank Talon Gonzalez, Anthony Ornales, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we are going to have Jalinda Freeman. Ooh. She's a business coach. Shout out to Jalinda. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday.
I knew her when I was in high school.
And also Maricela Medina from Fostering Hope.
Okay, and you can listen to the podcast version of our program anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
Well, you were a great guest today.
Thank you so much.
Off air, she was talking about how fun this is and how much fun we have here. Yeah, so that's good.
This is so cool.
And with
Come
that,
back anytime.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.